You're the last of a dying breed. All the names in the wet concrete. I wonder if your therapist knows everything around me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me. They also kind of love you. Never walk away from it. You're the last of the real ones.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody.
So
Welcome
Noah
to
has a broken thing.
The Undercast Season 2.
He can't edit.
I can't.
So we had to make our own music.
So that's what we did.
That's exactly what we did.
That's exactly what we did.
So, have you guys ever had, like, a TV show that really, like, you watch and you're like, Bro! The heavily influenced TV. Guys, I'm a level 9,000 because I watched Rick and Morty.
Well, yes, I have, actually.
How much of it have you watched?
How much of Rick and Morty have I watched? The first season, but that was it.
Such
an intellectual.
I watched all three, so I'm 3 times more intellectually.
No, because, see, after watching the first season, I was too smart. I was the maximum amount of human intelligence, and I just couldn't watch anymore.
Maybe you just didn't have enough intelligence to realize that there could be more intelligence gained.
There's a limit at some point.
How did you
because
know
the human mind has limits, and it's not that hard to tell.
All right, fair enough.
And that's why I forget everything all the time, because my mind's always packed with all this Rick and Morty knowledge. So it's like, whoa.
What is your favorite dimension from Rick and Morty?
I only watched the first season.
That's like he covered like 500 dimensions.
Can't remember, bro. That goes along with the maximum amount of intelligence.
I'm gonna be real.
Super forgetful.
I remember the one place where there's just like butts and they're just farting.
I remember the Jurassic Park thing. They were like germs.
Oh yeah, the Anatomy Park.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So we've each picked 5 individual shows that have influenced us. That have influenced us throughout our lives. Do you think we should start at what shows influenced us at a youngest age and then to now?
Yes.
Okay. So go through your list and then I'll go through mine.
Well, I'll start off with saying, since we're starting at a young age, I'm gonna start off with Blue's Clues.
Okay. Yeah.
This show, pretty fuego. I gotta say, the way that Blue and like Steve was where it was at.
Remember Joe?
Joe sucks. I didn't like Joe.
You didn't like Joe?
I thought Steve was way cooler. I liked his shirt better.
They had like
No, Joe's shirt was orange and Steve's shirt was green.
Green, yeah.
So
all right.
I liked Steve more because his shirt was cooler and he was first, and Steve was smarter and better looking.
Yeah, he was.
And he also did drugs, so that's pretty cool.
Joe was a bitch.
Yeah, Joe was kind of a bitch. So
Steve did drugs?
Yeah, not on the show.
Okay.
Steve's actor did drugs.
But I thought that was disproven. I thought that was just like a rumor.
No, he was doing drugs and then he
Did he get fired?
Yeah, that's why they got Joe instead.
Well, I mean, like how hard were the drugs he was doing?
Cocaine and heroin, I think.
Cocaine and heroin?
No.
Okay.
So
he was doing hard drugs.
Yeah, hard drugs on the set between
on
takes.
The set.
Yeah.
So, dude was like ripped on cocaine. Just did like 12 lines of blow, and then he goes on the show and he's like, we just got a letter.
Exactly.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder just dies of an overdose right there on the thinking chair.
That's exactly what happened, and that's why they got Joe.
Yeah, he died on the thinking chair.
Died on the thinking chair.
We gotta think.
Also, like Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper and their son. It was like oregano or something. It was like
no, paprika.
Yeah,
paprika, oregano. Yo, that always made me wonder, how do salt and pepper combined equal paprika?
Oregano. I don't know.
It's paprika.
I know. I'm just.
It's oregano. Their son, oregano.
And there was Blue and Blue's little brother that Sprinkles.
Magenta.
Oh, Sprinkles.
Oh wait, who was Magenta then?
That was like Blue's friend, or something. That show influenced me pretty hard though. Like I solve hella problems now because
Blue.
Yeah, Blue's Clues. Like it helped me with my problem solving skills.
Like when we realized that you had broken your arm, or whatever, you have a cast now. And
well, that was the doctors. That wasn't me.
Okay, but the problem that we actually had to solve, other than the stupid doctors doing stupid things, is like, okay, now we have a cast. Let's make it into the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right, and we drew on it.
We drew the Infinity Gauntlet stones on his cast. And that's how we problem solved. And so the doctors didn't cover the real problem, which was how lame the cast was.
And now
so we had to make it.
Blue's Clues has fixed my life.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
So what's the show of yours?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go through. All right. No. Yeah. Let's go through your entire.
All right.
So like later in life.
Later, little. We'll go steps at a time.
Style.
I've got kind of a timeline set out in my head.
Timeline style.
The second show that I want to say is Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. Go to very distant lands. I think that I took a lot of the seriousness. I remember I was like 13.
Like things made me sad in that show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They made you really feel.
Yes, they made me really feel. Like when Finn kissed Princess Bubblegum in that way, because she was like she went down to the same age as him for something happened, like she lost half of her body and like she became a kid.
Yeah.
Same age as Finn, and they kissed. I was like, damn.
She's like really old.
Yeah, but I was like, damn. I need to find a girlfriend so I'm not so lonely. And like that was
your drive?
That was my drive from that show, is I need to find a girlfriend so I'm not so lonely.
So
and
now
there's still kind of a drive there.
Made by Finn.
Made by Finn.
So I will make a connection to you.
I also love adventuring. So
yeah, I was just gonna say that there's the connection I'll make, except the difference is I didn't discover Adventure Time. Maybe that'll make my honorable mentions as Adventure Time, but because I didn't discover it till significantly later in life, and not that I didn't know about it, I think it was more like when I was younger, I guess I thought it was stupid. I was more of a plebeian.
You plebeian.
It was only because I'd seen the previews for it on Cartoon Network, and I liked older cartoons.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like older cartoons.
And I did when I was little.
They're all crazy. They're crazy, man. I didn't like.
But that's what I thought of Adventure Time. I was like, this is crazy. And then when I was about 15, 16, I was like, oh my gosh, Adventure Time is very epic.
Man, I watched it as it was coming out. Like I remember watching like the Finn go and take on the Lich and all that, and having to wait a week to find out if he was going to beat the Lich.
So that's like old fashioned. Like they really had the old fashioned TV kind of. Because right now we're in an age of binging, and like everything's just right there, and we don't really have to wait for a new episode, maybe just a new season at most. But it's all right there, relatively speaking. But you're talking about back in the day where it was like, find out next week to see if Finn is able to kill the Lich.
Exactly, it was annoying. Binging is a lot.
Remember when he became a plant?
What?
Or no, like there's that plant counterpart of him.
It
was the green one.
I didn't get that far. At some point, I stopped watching the show.
So that's where I entered, is like late seasons.
See, I know he lost his arm and had like a plant for an arm.
That was like one, but he also had like a secondary plant counterpart of one.
I saw that. His name was like Flurb or
Flurb.
It was like Finn and like I don't know. It was Fern. It was
Fern.
Yeah.
It was Fern.
See, I didn't get that far. I saw that on YouTube.
You know the guy who plays Jake the dog is Bender the robot in Futurama.
He also voices Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War.
He does. He is in Gears of War, and then he's also
the main character of Gears of War.
I know. I was gonna say it. I didn't know that until I was, because there's that new show on Netflix, Disenchanted, by the same guy, my Matt Groening, who did Simpsons,
right.
And I'm watching that. And first off, the entire show is like a D&D. Like, you'll have to watch it. It's like a whole D&D campaign, that entire show.
Maybe I'll give it a watch.
But the guy who plays Jake is the king in that, and Bender in Futurama.
That's pretty cool.
And Gears of War.
It's very influential.
Influenza. It was very influenza to you.
It was very.
When did you start? It came out when you were like 11.
Yeah, about when I was 11.
All right, so we went from Blue's Clues to Adventure Time. Now, what's like a tertiary level?
Tertiary, I'd say Doctor Who.
All right.
It took me such a long time to get into Doctor Who. Like, I was in 6th grade, and I watched I'd watch bits of the first episode, like, over and over and over again, and I just didn't.
Isn't the first episode the one with the wax people?
They're
the
plastic.
Mannequins?
Yeah.
That's all I got through, was like half of the first episode.
And it took I was like that in 6th grade. I watched the first episode about 3 times before I kept watching. Like, before it got me interested. I was like, wow, this first episode sucks. Because
I liked it, I just couldn't watch it.
I was in 6th grade, so I was like, this sucks. But like, and I got way more into Doctor Who about 7th and 8th grade. Like, bought a sonic screwdriver.
You were Doctor Who.
No, I wasn't.
You dressed up as him.
I just have a trench coat because of Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. Because I remember you, like, walking in somewhere. I remember there was a point in my life where you entered a room You had a sonic screwdriver in your hand, and you had a trench coat on.
And
you were Doctor Who.
I also now own a fez.
Yes, because of Doctor Who.
And I like saying bow ties are cool.
Bow ties are
because
cool.
of Matt Smith. But Matt Smith would always be like, bow ties are cool. And he'd always say it with his like British accent.
I never wear ties. I only wear bow ties.
Walked around eating fish fingers and custard.
Yes.
Together.
Very British. Bow ties, fish fingers, and custard.
He was very British.
It's probably the peak of Britishness.
Very, very raggedy. It kind of, Doctor Who kind of inspired a love for like, whoa, space and
sci-fi?
Like future is so cool. Well, I had a love for sci-fi because Star Wars. That was.
Yeah, that's old sci-fi.
But not, I mean like prequels. That's like, that was around when I was, 2005 Revenge of the Sith kid.
All right, fair enough.
That's not that old. And like Revenge of the Sith, best Star Wars movie, don't at me. But I'm just saying, like that really inspired like my love for this kind of geeky, like nerdy. Like Star Wars it's not that geeky. It's not that nerdy. Like Star Trek's nerdy.
Everybody knows Star Wars. Everybody watches Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, Star Wars is fantasy.
Star Wars mainstream is the thing. It's not geek. Well, actually, you could argue that geek is the mainstream nerd. Star Wars is geeky. Star Trek is nerdy.
I would say that Star Wars isn't even nerdy. It's fantasy. It's not.
Well, Star Wars
geeky.
isn't nerdy.
It's not geeky or nerdy. It's fantasy. It's more like you have knights that are just in the future. It's not really geeky or nerdy. It's fantastical in such a way.
But when you say fantasy, my mind goes to like Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. It's like Lord of the Rings in the future.
And people who watch Lord of the Rings tend to be nerds. But Star Wars is not nerdy.
It's not. It's just
Star Wars.
So
mainstream. It's too mainstream
nerdy.
To be anything. Really.
It's nerdy to not.
It's a cult
watch
classic, honestly.
Star Wars.
Not the new ones they're making; those are crap. I mean, like the old ones and
the
prequels.
New ones suck.
Prequels are great for a different reason that the old ones are good. The prequels are good because they're memeable, and also the third one was very epic.
Well, I just genuinely liked most of the prequel story.
I liked 1/3 of the prequels because of its story. I liked all of them because they were memeable, and it's ironic to watch them.
I watched them unironically. I liked them unironically.
I watched the third one unironically.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks killed that for me, man.
Yeah, no, he was the key to everything according to George Lucas. He was
George Lucas can suck a fat one, so.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Just kidding, I love you for Indiana Jones.
Fuego. Qui-Gon Jinn was Fuego. Count Dooku, probably my favorite Sith of like all time.
You think?
Yes, definitely. He was my favorite. Like that's.
Yeah, when you think about it, he's pretty much better than all of them.
Well, he's
not in skill, but in like coolness.
He's just such a gentleman. He's like, "Your swords, please," and the way he fights, like it's like fencing and.
It's elegant.
Yeah.
When he fights Yoda.
It's elegant.
It's very elegant.
It's very elegant.
What is that? Is the Yoda scream? Yoda death sound? Oh, bro. Alright, so what's your fourth show?
Red versus Blue. Now I'm going off the rails here because this is kind of more of a web series, but it's also
a show. It is a show.
It's been around longer than most TV shows, right? It started in 2003, and they're on their 17th season this year. So it's been going on for a very long time. They have great stories. And their comedy is like amazing. I find every second I watch Red vs. Blue is entertaining.
All right.
Even the new seasons that a lot of people don't like. But I recently realized that even the skits that I've written for the channel are kind of Red vs. Blue inspired. As my cousin pointed out to me, he's like, "Oh,
your jokes are set up like."
Yeah, your jokes are very similar to that of the ones they do in Red vs. Blue, and they're like it's inspired the same style of comedy. And I went, whoa! I never realized that. So that kind of inspired my comedic sense.
All right, so that is a big influence. When did you start watching Red vs. Blue?
I started watching it kind of like shortly after I got out of I started falling out of Doctor Who. I fell into Red vs. Blue.
What year was that, like ish?
That was like
7th?
8th to 9th grade.
Was Red versus Blue? I thought you were watching it way before then.
Well, I watched like clips on YouTube, but I didn't watch Red versus Blue until like 8th to 9th grade, and I was like, wow, wow. Yeah. 9th grade. It's the last, for any of you watching, it's when this is being recorded, it's the last day of our junior year. Yeah, we're actually recording on a Thursday for once instead of any other day.
Oh yeah, because we had to redo a podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like ages ago, yet just months ago, the end of freshman year.
Freshman year? I don't even remember the end.
I remember the last day. Nick picked us up. We went to IHOP.
I vaguely remember that.
Yes.
And that was like, just leave your class, and you just skated out.
Yeah, I did. I had my skateboard and I just skated out of class.
What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do? Put me in detention? Lol.
Next year they will.
Well, damn.
Dang.
So what's your 5th?
I'd say...
Your last show.
This last show. Daredevil.
Okay. All right.
Daredevil. I love that show. I was into like MMA and fighting before that, but I kind of fell out of it, and then I got back into it. I was like, whoa, MMA fighting, so cool. Look at the hallway fight scenes that like he's like taking on 30 guys all at once. He does that like 3 times. Three times he does that. So yeah, I just also like the sense of we got to do the right thing, you know. It's always been me. We got to do the right thing. Blah blah blah. I can't compromise who I am, even if I want to, and that's always been a strong thing for me.
So you relate to it?
I do, because in the 3rd season, he's like beating up Kingpin, and he's about to kill him, and he's like, no, and he's like, you don't get to destroy who I am, because he doesn't kill people.
Yeah.
So, and he almost killed this guy, and he's like, you don't get to destroy who I am. And like, I'm like, whoa.
Well, Spider-Man kills Kingpin.
That's relatable. When?
In Spider-Verse.
Oh. I don't think he killed him. He just gave him good old zap.
Well, he died.
I don't think he died, man.
Miles Morales killed Kingpin.
I think he went to prison.
Did he?
I think so.
Kingpin is really scary. What's he look like in Daredevil?
Haven't you watched the part of the 1st season? Like, he kind of takes a while to get introduced.
No, I'm like 3/4 of the way through the 1st season.
Yeah, he should be in there already. He's kind of big. He wears a suit. Kind of looks like he does in Into the Spider-Verse.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's not that big, you know.
Okay, in the Spider-Verse, he's an actual refrigerator. Like a unit. Like, he's a full-ass unit.
Yeah.
Yeet.
All right.
So Daredevil. So those are your 5 shows.
Those are my 5 shows.
I'm still struggling with my later in life ones, which one I'm going to choose.
You just got to kind of ad-lib it, you know?
All right, fair enough. I thought I had a good idea, but now I'm... Anyway, I do know my first show.
What is your first show?
I was going to say Blue's Clues, but you said it, and also I had a different one.
Which is...
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales!
Yep.
VeggieTales!
I was raised on VeggieTales. You did too, didn't you?
I did. I was. Celery. Gotta be. VeggieTales.
Yo. Give me the loop.
Dun, dun, dun.
Give me the loop.
Give me the loop.
Babu. So. Oh jeez. I was raised on VeggieTales for like since the moment I was a newborn. Till I was like 5 or 6, maybe. Like 5 years old. Very epic.
5? Really?
Yeah.
Only until you were 5? I just want you to know, Gavin's stealing your car.
Oh, does he have my keys right now?
Yeah, that's what that picture is.
Is it on his Snapchat?
Yeah, he just sent it to me.
Wait, where did he get my keys?
I don't know. He has your keys, though, and he said later, so I guess he's stealing your car.
Oh, okay. Like he has them as we're speaking?
Yeah.
Like upstairs?
Right
he just
now.
You gave him my keys?
I didn't give him your keys. He just sent me a picture that he has your keys. Sorry, everybody. Someone's trying to steal Nikayo's car.
Yeah, he just Snapchat. Gavin just Snapchat. What the heck? I thought they were down here. Okay, Gavin, I'm going to have to kill him.
We're going to have to kill Gavin now. If you guys see us on the news, just know we were killing Gavin.
For stealing my Grand Theft Auto, actually. We're going to kill him because of Grand Theft Auto.
Would VeggieTales approve of you?
See, that's where it influenced me. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a second.
No. Because I think it's not that it majorly influenced me, it's that it was there for such a major part of my development and early years. And it's less of, here are a bunch of Bible stories that are animated. It was like, I was the first show where I got to see the progression of quality as it started from the very first episode to where it was back when I was 6 years old. It got progressively better from the early 90s to the late 2000s, early 2000s.
Okay.
And I think that it was just such a wholesome show.
It was.
But watching it back for nostalgia purposes later in life, there are so many jokes that are genuinely funny. I'll look back and I'm like, that flew over everyone's head. Because the people that were watching this were 6 years old. Those jokes are freaking hilarious. This transcends time. So lots of respect for VeggieTales. This show transcends time, Noah!
I'm just imagining like Bob the Tomato.
No, Bob the Tomato killed himself.
No, I'm what?
It's on the wiki. Bob the Tomato shot himself.
Oh, that's
Look
great.
it up right now.
Okay, I'll look it up after the show.
He killed himself.
I'm just imagining like Larry the Cucumber popping through a time vortex.
Hey guys!
Hey Noah! Hey Mikhail!
Time for...
where is my hairbrush? Everybody's got a water buffalo. Everybody's just going through and
he just like, time for silly songs with Larry, bro!
No, it's time for silly songs.
With Larry. The part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song. What a great ass show.
What a
wonderful, wholesome piece of
innovative.
entertainment. It was innovative, dude. It was innovative.
It was something else. So what's your second influenza show?
Influenza show? My second influenza show.
Well, influenza is like an AIDS or something. It's some sort of sickness.
So, I want to say it was probably... I feel like there was something in between this and Phineas and Ferb. There had to have been.
SpongeBob?
SpongeBob was around the time of Phineas and Ferb that I was watching. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob at a at a very young age. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob.
Why?
And it's funny because asking a lot of kids now, they're like, my parents didn't let me watch SpongeBob at a really young age either.
What the hell? I don't understand. My mother, the only reason she wouldn't let me watch SpongeBob was because she got annoyed with his voice. And
That's why parents didn't
turn it off! Turn it off! I'm done with this laughing!
But the funny thing is when I started watching it at 10 years old, was when I finally started watching it, 9 or 10. My mom started watching it with me too, and she thought it was the funniest thing.
So why weren't you allowed to?
I don't, because my parents didn't think it was good. I don't know. It was annoying, probably.
You remember when there was that big scare? That was like, the voice actor for SpongeBob died.
Well, he is dead now.
No, he's not.
I'm just kidding.
I know. But, the showrunner's dead. The showrunner for SpongeBob died. And that's why they had the whole thing at the Super Bowl, and everybody was like, F the NFL.
I know.
Stupid.
They literally gave it up for what? Mo Bambas? Sicko Mode or something?
Sicko Mode, Mo Bamba, and Maroon 5.
They all interrupted Sweet Victory.
It was so stupid. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
The hockey people, NHL, I think, they did it.
NHL, because hockey, as I've said many times, is the only good and real sport. Football sucks. Baseball's boring. Lacrosse is actually pretty cool. Soccer's for gay people.
I played soccer.
Shut up, I did too. That's why I'm gay.
Oh.
Hockey is the only sport I can sit down and say, that is a good sport. I will watch that sport.
I can't do that with any sports.
Yeah, we'll try hockey maybe. No, because I can't do that with any sport either.
I've been to hockey games.
Except hockey's epic.
I don't like watching
hockey. Hockey is epic.
It's not.
And the NHL, of course, was able to play Sweet Victory because they're real ones. Because they're real ones.
They're real ones?
Because the NFL...
They're the last of a dying breed?
They're the last of the dying breed. And you know what the NFL is full of? What? Fat, white pieces of shit. That's all they're full of.
Sounds like America.
And you know who those fat, white pieces of shit have working for them? A bunch of black football players.
Well, they're
not gonna lie. They're 80% of them.
No, that's basketball.
I think that's both sports.
No, there's
a huge amount of African Americans in the NFL. This isn't meant to be racist, by the way. It's just an observation. Racist. Now, it'd be racist if I said black people can't play football.
So now, okay, my bad.
Anyway, so my second show.
What was your second show?
You told me to wing it, but I think it kind of sucks. I guess I'm gonna have to go with Phineas and Ferb because I started watching that at about 9 years old.
So there was just a period of time where you just stare at a wall and you thought you were watching something.
It was like full of shows I didn't really like, but that were on. I couldn't get into a show until I got into Phineas and Ferb.
Thaddeus and Thor?
Thaddeus and Thor were their evil counterparts.
They were like their cousins of that.
Everyone, look at your screens. Noah's editing a picture of them on there. Just kidding. He doesn't want to edit.
I can't edit because my hand is broken.
You just can't edit anyway. All right. So
ooh.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a dumb voice one of the future episodes. You just wait.
Okay, buddy. I already have a dumb voice. Joke's on you.
I'm gonna give you a dumber voice.
No! No! All right. So, Phineas, Flabius, and Flurb, as my grandfather called it. That was, not only was it influential in my creativity and my learning of many different things because they were very pop culture. They had parodies. It was like how The Simpsons did a lot of parodies.
They also had a song every episode, right?
And they had a song every episode. Like, mostly every episode. I think it might have been every episode, like an original song.
Do you remember when they did that whole episode? Love Handle's pretty cool.
Love Handle was the best band ever.
But like that, they had that one episode where it was just like them counting down the best songs of Phineas and Ferb.
Yes, it was like a game show almost.
Like top 50.
Top 50s of like Phineas and Ferb.
And I was mad that one of the songs didn't win, but it was like Squirrels in My Pants didn't win, and I was mad.
Squirrels in my pants, and she's
rapping.
She's rapping about squirrels in her pants.
Something happened. She had an.
Didn't her voice become like a male or something?
Well, she had an allergic reaction.
And her voice was all like this.
Like,
there's squirrels in my pants!
Sounded like Louis Armstrong.
There's squirrels in my pants! Squirrels in my pants!
Some red roses too. I see them myself.
Oh.
What a wonderful world.
So, Phineas and Ferb was not only influential in that way, but it brings me back to a time where I would I would go over to my grandfather's and we'd watch shows, but then in the morning Phineas and Ferb would come on, and he loved that show like I did.
That's really cool.
And we both bonded over Flabius and Flurb, as he would call it.
I watched Kick Buttowski with.
And I was just gonna say, what was also on Disney XD was Kick Buttowski.
XD, roar!
Disney XD.
XD, roar! Roar!
So that was very mildly epic.
That was pretty overly epic.
And I'm thinking of a tertiary show.
A tertiary.
A fortiary.
I don't think tertiary is a word.
Tertiary is a word.
Are you sure?
It's secondary, tertiary.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what four is. Quaditary. No, I'm just making stuff up.
Tertiary
is a real thing.
Quantum mechanics is the fourth one.
Yes, I think it's just fourth.
That's quantum.
Primary, secondary, tertiary, fourth. I don't know.
Then it will be first, second, third, and fourth. So it's not.
See, I don't know. Maybe fourth transcends both.
I don't know. That seems kind of dumb.
Maybe there is no one for fourth.
Maybe there is no one for third.
There is. It's tertiary.
I don't know, man.
We literally learned about this in the primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. It was in science class.
Okay.
And I remember making fun of the word tertiary in like 9th grade. And Mr. Alberisi kicked me out of class.
Oh.
I remember this. Don't even try to fight me.
I'm fighting.
Because tertiary. Alright. Vote in the comments if you think tertiary is a word. Just kidding.
Don't
vote. Just look it up and find that I'm right.
Don't listen to this beta male, alright?
How am I... Okay.
You beta male.
Don't
listen to this beta male.
I'm gonna finger your butthole.
Whoa. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Okay. It's enough of that.
I don't think there is enough of it.
I think we'll make SpongeBob because it came in such later in my life.
Okay.
We can make that my my third. SpongeBob. It was
your third Chieri.
BungeSpob. Pear Squance. Noah's writhing with.
I've never met this man before in my life.
Nope. He's very scared right now.
Why are you in my bedroom?
But Noah's scared.
Who are you?
He's scared because I said SpongeBob
Wait,
Pear Squance.
who are you?
This isn't a beach. This is a bathtub. Wait. Was I the Kazoo Kid?
You are the Kazoo Kid.
I am the Kazoo Kid. Guys, I'm not only Flapjack.
I'm the Kazoo Kid.
I'm the Kazoo Kid. Did anyone ever watch Flapjack?
I think he only looked like Flapjack, but a lot more like Knuckles.
I act like Knuckles, but I look like Flapjack. How about that? That's a plot twist. SpongeBob was very...
Influenza.
Wasn't as influential, but... no, actually it did, because it influenced some of my comedy.
I can see that.
In terms of... They both suck. So...
Oh. I don't know. SpongeBob was pretty good for a while.
It was great for a while.
It
serves for great memories.
For a while.
I would sit... and actually I could stick... Probably... If I were to go, we could do honorable mentions at the end. I was going to say Gravity Falls, but I didn't watch it enough for it to be a tertiary.
I never watched that show once.
I don't know. It was a... So... Anyway, I'll talk about that later. SpongeBob influenced kind of comedy. It was the first show that really gave me. It was a binge-worthy show because when Netflix
SpongeBob was?
Yes, because when Netflix moved out of their mail order service, which was they would mail you discs. When they moved out of that and went to streaming, SpongeBob was on there. I don't believe it is anymore, but it was.
No, it's not.
And when it was, I would sit in the office on my old Dell laptop that my dad brought back for school for me, for his work. And I'd sit there and I'd watch SpongeBob for literally hours.
Really?
Yes. And after that, I moved into, stopped watching cartoons for a while. I was watching Minecraft Let's Plays. But
does that count?
Thing. Should we count Minecraft Let's Plays as
I counted
shows?
Red vs. Blue, which is a web series.
Yeah, but that's really well scripted and produced.
Yeah, but
there's with Let's Plays, it's one gamer talking to a headset playing through a game. That's not a TV show. It's Red vs. Blue.
Piece of media.
Red vs. Blue is an animated, produced,
it's
scripted.
Not animated.
It animated in the terms of it's a pre-animated game that is
so
acted out. The characters are fleshed out and acted out, and they're scripted and it's produced.
It's like a reality.
It's a reality TV show using
not Red
video
vs.
game.
Blue. I'm talking about
No, I'm saying Let's Plays are reality TV shows made by a gamer.
There you go.
Red vs. Blue is an actual show that is produced it's a sitcom using a video game as their basis for everything.
I'd count a Let's Play. Sure,
Would you count a Let's Play? I'm not going to say it, but anyway, yeah, SpongeBob was my first binge-worthy show.
I can't believe that. SpongeBob was the thing that I sat and watched one episode of, and then I went I'd play with my toys while I watched SpongeBob. I didn't even watch SpongeBob,
No, I'd binge it.
I could never binge SpongeBob.
Number 4. I'm thinking not a cartoon, because this is. Let's see. When did I?
Good Mythical Morning.
Yes. So number 4, that's actually wonderful because that works so well. So number 4 is going to be Good Mythical Morning because after SpongeBob came the Let's Plays, but at that same time, an actual show on the internet was Good Mythical Morning. And actually Noah introduced me to Good Mythical Morning years and years and years ago.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You said, look up Good Mythical Morning on YouTube, and we were both in 7th grade, and maybe 6th, no, we were both in 6th grade, sorry. Huh. And we were in 6th grade, and you came to youth group, very sporadically at that time, once in a blue moon, and you came one day, and you said, Nikayo, you've got to check out Good Mythical Morning. And I was like, bro, what is that?
I don't even remember that.
And a few months later, I had one of their hoodies.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I would sit, and I would watch them I remember I watched every episode. I came on their fan base when they're in season 5. They're now in season 15. And I joined during season 5, episode 400 or something. And I would watch that show just religiously. And it influenced me in the way that I now am a co-host in an internet series on YouTube.
Is that why
it's one of the main reasons I wanted to have a talk show / podcast, because they also have a podcast called Ear Biscuits, which again continues to influence me to this day. but it's not like one. It's maybe on the honorable mentions because it's that's less of a TV show.
More podcast.
It's more of just a radio show.
It's not as good as the Undercast.
Not as good as the Undercast.
Not as good. There is no thing that is as good as the Undercast, except literally everything. So.
Except literally everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, Good Mythical Morning. My number 4. My number 5. My final show being The Office.
The Office.
Yes, The Office. I started The Office a little past the midway mark of my 8th grade year. It was like March or April. It was well into the end of the 8th grade year, actually. And I remember I was in Dairy Queen after going somewhere with my parents, and we were approaching summer, late spring. We were at Dairy Queen, and they said, we should go home and start The Office. And my parents looked at each other, and they were like, I think he's ready for The Office. And I was like, whoa, party! Jed can play that on bass. I think so. Or maybe he plays it on piano. I'm not sure. Anyway, so The Office was the first... It wasn't the first real person show I'd ever gotten into, because real people shows were like on Disney too. But
real people shows?
It was like the first, I guess, adult thing.
I'm just sorry, it's fine. Just real people shows.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe
funny.
it. I never had been
Live
interested.
action.
I liked cartoons, alright?
Live action.
Yeah, thank you. It's a live action, real people, adult show that I got into. And I remember watching it, and I would like, one more episode, come on, bro. It was like 10 p.m. and my parents were like, come on, bro. I was like, one more show!
One more show. I don't know how people could sit down and binge anything. I could sit and watch like 2 episodes of the same show before I get bored.
See if it's good enough. I can do it.
I can't binge any. Well, that's not. I binged Red vs. Blue, but other than I binged Red vs. Blue. I'm sorry, my voice cracks, but
So yeah, The Office is my 5th and final. Well, I'm obviously going to progress and honorable mentions. Give some honorable mentions, Noah.
Give some
just from points in your life that you watched and were like, oh, this is a damn good show.
Chowder. That was a damn good show. Amazing Misadventures of Flapjack.
Regular show.
Codename Kids Next Door. That was really good. I think that about sums it up for me.
All right. I'm going to say Gravity Falls. Hey Arnold. Regular show. Adventure Time 100% because I came in later in life and this is just a wonderful show with so much plot and detail. Futurama. Parks and Recreation. Very similar to The Office, but more government-based instead of paper company-based. It's just quite hilarious because they just make a complete mockery of government. It's great. Oh. I like Ron Swanson. It's like the whole reason I watched that. And The Flash. Great show from my 8th grade year.
Show's kind of trash, I'm going to be honest. I tried to watch The Flash.
It's not that it was a good quality show. It's that I remember it being really good when I was younger. It's more the memories. That's why it gets honorable mentions.
Okay.
It's not that great of a show, but it was good when I was watching it.
Okay.
So.
I've also just never liked The Flash as a superhero.
That's fair. That is your... Yes.
Little red guy in spandex going... really, really, really fast.
I really liked Barry Allen outside of The Flash. Like, just his normal personality and character.
He just seemed very awkward.
He was like a major hipster, and I liked him. And that's actually why I started dressing so much like a hipster.
Same reason with Shane. Like, if you look at Barry Allen, the first time I saw Barry Allen, I was like, "Whoa, Shane dresses like that."
Yeah, that's the reason. Because with Shane and I really like The Flash.
I just don't.
And that's why I started dressing so hipstery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yee.
Yeah. Yee. Is this the end?
I think we've made. Oh shit!
Whoa!
I fell forward on
Be careful.
Wow, this chair doesn't have a wheel on it.
My chair doesn't have.
As you see, we've experienced some budget cuts in the Undercast studios.
Not budget cuts, like physical lost a limb cut.
Yeah, so. Like we're really in bad shape, guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna click the button. Don't worry.